Do I have to do this review right now?
Do it.
I don't know, Palpatine. I'm not really in the mood at the moment.
Do it.
You want me to do it, huh?
Do it.
You want me to
do it. Do it.
No.
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 Do it.
Okay, fine. You know what? I'll do it, okay? Jesus Christ. Roll the intro. Hello there, this is your boy and it's time to talk about Star Wars: The Last Jedi. If you're wondering why I have a splint on my left index finger, it's because I accidentally cut myself trying to open a box of pancake mix. Yeah, that's not a joke, unfortunately.
Who can say where the road goes?
This is the third Star Wars film that Disney has produced since they bought the rights to Lucasfilm back in 2012. I haven't really been pleased with Disney's take on Star Wars so far. Rogue One was completely unnecessary, and The Force Awakens is probably one of the biggest copy and paste jobs in history. The Last Jedi was written and directed by Rian Johnson. I've seen two of his films, being Looper and Brick, and I thought they were both pretty decent despite being a little uneven. The Last Jedi is his fourth feature-length film, and it picks up right where The Force Awakens left off. Rey has found Luke, and she tries to convince him to train her to be a Jedi and join the Resistance. Starkiller Base is gone, but the First Order, for some reason, is still very powerful, and they try to finish off what's left of the Resistance space fleet with their massive armada. I really like the cinematography and the visuals of this movie. There's tons of scenes for you to feast your eyes on. Rey's storyline was very interesting. Kylo Ren was fun to watch. He still acts like a petulant man-child during certain parts, but Adam Driver's performance was very good. There's an amazing lightsaber fight in this film that was really well choreographed, really well executed. I really like Oscar Isaac, who gets a lot more screen time in this film. He's very charismatic, and he's one of the few characters that actually have a character arc. And I genuinely appreciate the effort to try to make this a much different Star Wars story. Rian Johnson really goes out of his way to make this a remarkably different experience than what we saw in The Force Awakens. He takes a lot of risks with this film, and some of them work. But there are plenty that don't. While it manages to at least give us a more unique story, it does so many other things wrong. Apparently every franchise now, including Star Wars, has to do this whole stupid Marvel thing where they inject this 2017 type teenage humor into these stories, even if it undercuts the serious parts of the film. Like when the film opens and Poe Dameron tries to distract General Hux by calling him and making a mom joke. Really? A mom joke? Is this a meme? A lot of the funny parts are delivered by these obnoxious creatures like the Progs or Pierogies or whatever the fuck they're called. Let's not forget that wonderful gem of a scene where we get a fucking close-up of Luke milking 4 giant sea cow nipples and then drinking the green discharge from them. Why? All of these weird, botched moments of humor is a major reason why The Last Jedi feels so uneven and tonally inconsistent. The pacing wasn't doing a whole lot for me either. You really start to feel battle fatigue at a certain point because the action is really messy and it's not strung together in a very pleasing way. The film really takes a massive nosedive in terms of pacing and really everything else with Finn and Rose's plotline, which is by far the worst thing about this film. I have to talk about this garbage scene with these two characters on Canto Bight and some other stuff in detail, so if you don't want some major plot points spoiled, please go to this point in the video where there will be no spoilers, okay? So 3, 2, 1, let's go. So Finn and this new character Rose go to Canto Bight to find a code breaker who can disable a tracking device that's being used by the First Order to follow the Resistance's fleet. It's a place where these wealthy beings gather to gamble at these casinos and racetracks. It's such a mess. This whole side story is so nonsensical and cringy that you'll be getting flashbacks from scenes of the Phantom Menace at certain points. And they don't even complete their mission. They get locked up immediately after finding the codebreaker because of a parking violation. So they get some other guy to do it, played by Benicio del Toro, who eventually turns on them. And I would appreciate this twist of them failing their mission if everything leading up to their failure was interesting, but it's not. It's a miserable waste of time. Also, there are parts in this film that just don't make any sense. Like when the Resistance drops bombs on the Dreadnought, There's no gravity on space, and yet all of these bombs fall out of this bomber as if there was. During the last act of the film, when the Resistance is on Kraid battling the First Order, Rose somehow saves Finn from sacrificing himself by crashing her speeder into his. They both conveniently survive this crash in these ships that are beat up and clunky and not very secure. And then Rose randomly kisses Finn, revealing that she's in love with him after delivering one of the cringiest lines of dialogue I've heard this year. "We're not gonna win the war by fighting what we hate. We have to save what we love." You've only known this guy for 1 day. Oh yeah, and Leia can channel the powers of the Force apparently. She sucked out into space after 2 TIE fighters blow a hole in the command deck. For some reason the impact doesn't kill her, but she finds a way to create a force bubble around herself and float back into the ship. What? I'm not even gonna get into Luke's astral projection stunt, which I was kind of confused by. Rian Johnson really wanted to go against everyone's expectations and make The Last Jedi very subversive, and he succeeds, but this film really doesn't accomplish a whole lot within its 2.5-hour runtime. All of the new characters that he writes into this film aren't that interesting because a lot of what they do doesn't make sense, like Rose and Holdo. There's several plot holes in this film because certain story threads from The Force Awakens were completely abandoned and not expanded on, and I didn't even like that film that much, but you can't just ignore its existence. Snoke's backstory is still vague, the First Order is still not sufficiently explained, and Captain Phasma does nothing once again. Guys, this is a competent film. It is very well made on a technical level. There are certain parts of the story that's very interesting and very fun, and then there are other parts that are really dumb and frustrating. Part of me wants to give the film a 2.5 out of 5 for just blatantly fucking up scenes. But overall, this is an enjoyable experience. I'm going to give The Last Jedi a 3 out of 5. Thanks for watching, everyone. Leave a comment with your thoughts on The Last Jedi below in the comment section, and leave a recommendation on a film that I should watch and review while you're down there. If you like what you see, then hit that like button or share this video, or both, whichever you prefer. And as always, if you dig the channel, then subscribe to my channel. What do you got to lose? Thanks again, guys. This is your boy Jay, all day, every day. You know what it is. It's currently 3 AM right now. I'm gonna go to sleep. Signing off until next time.